In this video, we will walk through a complete demonstration of how to generate an invoicing instruction. Before generating the invoicing instruction, please ensure that the project CBR has been generated and its status set to ready for invoicing instruction. Since the process of generating CBR has been already covered in the respective video, we will now directly proceed with generating a invoicing instruction. So now let us log in as an invoicing manager. So log in as invoice manager, that is Pooja Kesari. This is the home page for Invoice Manager. Expand the left navigation, click on CBR Invoicing Instruction. Click on the CBR Invoicing Instruction. Here in the CBR tab, we can see the CBR details that are tagged to this logged in user to generate the invoicing instruction. So click on this invoicing instruction tab. Here, the user can search the invoicing instruction by invoicing instruction ID, project ID, SOW ID, and also the customer name. And they can just filter by using this filter option. They can filter by invoicing status. By default it will set to all, and they can just filter by using the customer name as well. If the user want to download this invoicing instruction grid on Excel, they can click on this download button. So this data will be exported to Excel. And if the user want to customize this grid, they can click on this customization option. They can select and deselect the columns according to their preferences. So to generate a invoicing instruction, click on this generate invoicing instruction button. Select the customer that we have created, that is a customer demo 2.1. Select the SOW PO from the drop down. So based on the selection of SOW PO and the customer, the projects will be displayed in the project drop down. And also based on the selection of customer and SOW PO, the proceed button will be enabled. So now let us select the projects. Here we can see the projects that are tagged to the customer and the selected SOW PO. So select those projects and click on proceed. Here we can see all the selected projects which is having a different billing types as well. So now let us select the all. If the user select only one project, they can just click on create invoicing instruction. According to their preferences, they can select these projects from the CBR grid. So now let us select all the projects and click on create invoicing instruction. Here the invoice manager can see the customer name, SOW ID, yes, billing entity, and funded by. Based on the selection of the customer name while we are generating the invoicing instruction. And here we can see the project details that we have selected while generating the invoicing instruction. If the user want to see the project details of the particular project, they can click on this project ID so that they can see the project details. And if the user want to see the CBR details for this particular project, they can click on the CBR ID so they can just see the project details for the particular project. Here we can see the amount for which the CBR is raised, and total amount is 2,648. And here we have an option to generate a invoicing instruction, that are two options, that are generate single invoice for all selected CBR and generate a single invoice per CBR. If we select a second option, that is generate a single invoice per CBR, for each and every project single invoicing instructions will be generated. If we select a generate a single invoice for all CBR, for this all project, the single invoicing instruction will be generated. So now we are selecting the generate single invoice for all selected CBRs. And here we can see the total invoicing amount for selected CBRs. So now let us give the remarks and send for the approval. So let us give the remarks as a demo 2.1. And if the user want to discard this invoicing instruction, they can click on this discard. And if the user want to save, it will be saving to draft. So now let us click on submit to submit this invoicing instructions. Here we can see on the click of submit, we can see the pop-up that the for a different for the selected project, we have a different billing types and the CBRs that we have raised. So now if the user click on discard, it will go back to the previous page. If the user click on continue, it will submit for the approval. So now let us click on continue. Here we can see the invoicing instruction has been successfully submitted, and here we can see the invoicing status is changed to pending for invoice approval. So now let us go and log in as a invoice approver, that is Bharat Shukla for this projects. So log in as Bharat Shukla, invoice approver. This is the home page for the invoice approver. Expand the left navigation, click on actions, click on invoicing instruction approvals. This is the invoicing instruction approval that we have sent for an approval. So click on this invoicing instruction ID. Here we can see the customer name, SOW, ID, billing entity, and also the funded details. And here we can see the project that we have selected while generating the invoicing instructions. If even the invoice manager can view the project details by clicking on this project ID, and can see the CBR details by clicking on this CBR ID. And if this invoice approver want to download these details to an Excel, they can click on this download button. If they want to select only CBR grid need to be downloaded, they can just select the CBR grid and click on export. You can select according to the preferences and click on export to export the details into an Excel. So if invoicing approver want to send back this invoicing instruction back to this invoice manager, they can click on send back. If they want to click on approve, it will go for the next approval stage. So now let us click on send back and see what will happen. So let us send back to the invoice manager and click submit. Here we can see the invoice instruction sent back successfully. So now let us log in with the invoice manager and see the status of the invoicing instruction that we have sent. Here we can see the status got changed to the pending submission by invoice manager. So now let us click on this invoicing instruction ID. Here we can see the two options are enabled, that is delete and also edit. If this invoice manager want to delete this generated invoicing instruction, they can click on delete, and if they want to edit, they can click on edit. So now let us click on edit and see what are options available. So click on edit. Here we can see we can deselect or select this CBR for the project and again generate a invoicing instruction. And also we have an option to send back the CBR back to the project manager. If you click on this button, it will go back to the PM. So now let us click on create invoicing instruction and submit. So click on submit and click on continue. Here we can see it got successfully submitted. So let us log in with the invoice approver and approve. This is the invoicing instruction ID that we have generated. So click on the invoicing instruction ID and click on approve. Give the comments and submit. Here we can see the invoicing instruction here approved successfully. So now let us log in with an FT. That is a finance team. This is the home page for the finance team. Expand the left navigation. Click on actions. Click on invoice approvals. This is the invoicing instruction that we have sent for an approval. So click on this invoicing instruction ID. Even the finance team has an option to view the project by clicking on the project ID, and also he can see the CBR details by clicking on this CBR ID. And if this FT finance team want to download this invoicing instruction detail, they can click on this download button. According to the preferences, they can select this tabs and click on export to export the file to an Excel. So if this finance team want to send back this invoicing instruction, they can click on the send back. Then it will go to the invoice manager. And this invoice manager has an option to select the invoicing status that need to be selected as invoiced, so that the status will be changed to the invoiced. If the finance team has a invoicing generated date, they can just give. So now I'm just giving as the 13th of April, and give the invoice number I'm giving as 876. And if the finance team want to give the amount, they can just give. And this invoice too is Microsoft. This will be auto populated based on the selection of this customer name and also the SOW ID while generating the CBR. So now let us click on save and give the comments and submit. Here we can see it got successfully approved. So now let us go back to the invoice manager and see whether it got up invoiced or not. This is the invoicing instruction that we have generated. Here we can see the invoicing status got changed, updated to the invoiced. That's it for this video. Thank you.